Crushing the meta.
Big welcome to our channel. We are here with
JD again.
Alright, so if it's JD, it's almost always
Oracle Think Tank. Yes. And I'm here with my Sparkle, go away. And I'm here with my first take on the premium deck. You will see what type of deck it is, and yeah, let's just go into the deck profile.
Yeah, we actually wanted to do premium. We already did a lot of G decks, and we want to do standard. And after that, we could ask you guys what you want to see next, because we can make just an Amaterasu deck or just a deck that's Phase Stone, whatever you want.
We can do fun decks with the other decks, so just let us know in the comments down below.
And remember guys, this is actually, as JD said, the first take on this deck. He wanted to make Tsukuyomi deck out of it in premium. But now we are doing it with actually his favorites.
Yeah, with my Susanoo, he will always be my favorite. That's also the reason why I will be keeping my Susanoo as G deck, just playing as G standard with the people that still love the G era. And premium will be Tsukuyomi. It's just a right chain I always loved but never had the chance to play. So with the premium format, I will make that happen. And with the new cards, at first we have the new mechanic, and that's the gift markers. And for OTT it's protect. Like you can see, I have the pretty Misaki ones. I play 6, it's not needed that much, but keep in mind, if you don't have the markers, you're not allowed on tournaments to play them, so make sure you have enough, so you don't miss out on getting these gifts.
Yeah, it's really important when let's take like 2 minutes to talk about these. When you have the markers, you want to play them in your deck. If it's about protect, then you actually need, let's say, 4 max.
Yeah, 4 is enough.
Yeah, because when you use them, they go back into the zone where they came from, and you can use them again. When it comes to excellent force, whenever you rewrite, you need a marker, so it would never go back. So let's say that you have 6 grade 3s in your deck that have the marker. Then get 6 markers. They are cheap, they're easy to get, and you're already always safe. So get as much markers as grade 3s in your deck that could give you the marker.
If you just don't have one anymore, you're done. You're not getting any new ones.
Get it. So that's important. Bushiroad is actually taking this very serious. You can always only get the marker gift if you have the marker in your deck. The original Bushiroad marker.
Just bring 100. Yep.
Then you're safe. Definitely safe.
Why not?
Why not?
So we'll first go over the starter. Our lovely Los Angeles Magus. It's just beautiful. And you ride on it and you get a draw from it. It's just amazing.
It's perfect.
With Kaguro, Shadows, every clan that's just retiring starters, this is the preferred starter of choice.
It's actually very good. It's simple skill, but it's really good because you get the draw that you need. Let's say you don't have a grade 2, you have more chance to get your grade 2s, grade 3s, whatever you want. It does help you a lot with riding as well.
So for the grade 3 lineup, we will be playing 4 of the new Amaterasu CAO. She's just wonderful. When you ride her, you get the imaginary gift of Protect, and then she has an act ability, Counterblast 1, draw a card, and then just look at the top card of the deck, top or bottom, and then her second skill also triggers, and that's the auto ability of Vanguard and Rearguard. Whenever you look through your deck, will it be by searching, revealing top cards, stuff like that, she will get 5k power. And with everything in OTT, that's checking the top, searching for stuff, she can really become a really great powerhouse.
Yeah, it's also very important that you understand that her second skill, which works on Vanguard and Rearguard, let me zoom in so you can check that out as well. This skill does only work in your own turn. So if you use cards like her big sister, I guess, or herself, then you could check the top card, but her skill will not trigger because it's only on your turn, so keep that in mind.
Also, when she got revealed, they also had a Q&A about the Mega Stride. Because the Mega Strides check the top card every time as a continuous, that skill only activates one time in that turn. So she also only gets the power one time and not every time you look at it. So sadly enough, we don't have an infinite power loop shenanigans, but nah, I'm glad they did it this way. So
yeah, she is a 12k, so she could actually hit almost everything they have except the force.
And with playtesting this deck, having clans that don't have the 12k body yet or 13k body and the older triggers, that 12k body is perfect for guarding the rear guards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could always go into her. She's your main go-to target. Riding on the top of her multiple times, just herself, is really good. You get the skill off to just protect your hand. When you go first, you don't have to stride yet. You could really activate her skill, both of them. But when you go second and you ride into her, you get the protect gift, and after that you'll mostly stride.
Yeah. So for now, I play 2 extra Susanos. If I ride him, it's also not big of a deal. He just does the same as he always did with my other decks, so I still like him. I'm getting another SP soon, so maybe putting it up till 3, but for now I only play 8 grade 3s in the deck. And the last one is the Victorious Deer. It's also from the new set. When you ride him, you also get the gift marker, but that's not why you play this beast of a card. It's because of his skill. It's a Vanguard Rearguard Act skill. Once per turn, you can Soul Blast 2 grade 3s. So it's a late game card. You can't access it in the early game. Only if you have Susanoo and you could have Soul Charged in your first stride, grade 3 extra, maybe you can do it. But Vanguard Rearguard, counterblast 2 grade 3s and discard a card from your hand, and he will check the top 7 cards of your deck, and you can reveal 2 crits. Then you reveal the two crits and you shuffle the remaining 5 or 6, maybe 7, put it on the bottom of your deck and stack the 2 crits. Then you can choose 6 units and give them 10k each. So this really bumps up the field, stacks the crits for that final end game turn.
I agree. I think that the combine him with the Stillwater Silent Tome combo is definitely good. We have seen that before. You can definitely make a final turn out of it. But a lot of people just don't realize the power that this High Beast gives to your field. Just devastating for your opponent when he thinks he could just intercept your Silent Tome attack. Well, nope, that doesn't work.
Seeing the power that this deck
out of nothing.
Out of nothing.
Yeah,
out of nothing. That 20k, even if you don't have the Silent Tomes, those commons will be big.
Yep. Yep, but that's when we come to the grade 2 lineup and you see what we're talking about.
So, first I will show you an old card that's still one of my favorite cards. The Nanase, early game she's good because of the head effect and the Oracle GB2 skill, pump her up with the cards in hand, and drawing cards became really easy in this deck, also a lot cheaper. It was cheap in the G era, or became cheaper with set 12. Even now it's got even cheaper to draw cards.
Yeah, it's actually, this is the card that we really couldn't take out. And we wanted to play 4. You could take 1 out to play in just an extra grade 3 if you want to. But having the 12 grade 2s in here will give you just the option to pressure your opponent a lot in the early game. Also, to not ride your Silent Tome, so keep them for your late game. It's really important. Talking about the right targets, we have better right targets. That's when we come to...
It's the new Promise Daughter. just an amazing card. Continuous Vanguard Rearguard. When you have 4 cards in hand, she gets 6k power, so being that 15k column on your grade 2 turn is just a massive attack, so almost a guarantee damage if you don't have the new guard values yet, because not the clans didn't have their support yet, but she's amazing because of her second skill. She can't be retired by my opponent, but she can be chosen, so that's something you have to realize. This is just a big middle finger to Kagero, Shadows, and every clan that can choose stuff. Also, Link Joker, no, it can be chosen, so yeah.
It's against like Kagero and especially Narukami.
Tachikaze, if
but
they don't use...
the thing about this card is it does give the power, as we said, out of nothing.
No.
Also, riding her is really nice because you still don't have to call a booster behind your finger yet. Mostly you will stride in this deck when you go to the grade 3, so you don't really need it. You could call like Crane or something, like having a 5k behind your finger is nice, because your finger is 27 when you stride because of the 12k of Amaterasu. But she's just a solid grade 2. You could always run like a 0 copy for or a 4 copies of her, it doesn't matter. She only gives you the advantage that you need.
She's just so free.
Yeah, and of course when you play against clans like could just get rid of her. When she's in the front row, she just stays there.
Yeah. And the final card, making Stillwater even more broken than some people think she was, the new Silent Tom. Just...
I think when we're talking about Silent Tom, we'll definitely have to put the Stillwater right there. Do we really have to explain this? I don't think so. I think that a lot of people are already salty about it.
Yeah, they're already salty about it.
But yeah,
giving Silent Tom the counterblast with the power made it even a bigger issue.
9k.
9k, 15 by himself when you call him. Giving a guard restrict with not normal cards. Bushi, I applaud you.
And I think every other player out there was just like, boo. But me myself, I'm very happy with this. I think that it's definitely, I played yesterday against JD, and it is just too hard to play against this. When he gets a Silent Tom, let's say on the first turn that he could go into Stillwater, it's really hard to survive 2 turns after that. Having the deer when you go into late game, so let's say you stride her second, you put the deer behind your finger, put it anyway, it's just too much.
And with this combo, stance even became... I was doubting about cutting my stance because of the 5Ks, and we will come at that when we go into the grade zeros, but those stance with this, even scarier.
Yeah, I think that the stance give you the same amount of damage that you could do as the crit, because when you put a crit on the Silent Tom, it could do the same. But with the stand trigger, with cards like Nanase, it's even better because of the hit pressure, because you pressure your opponent, because you attack with the Rearguard first, and your opponent would be like, what is he doing? Does he really play stands? And you have seen some of your stands in the early game. It is just too hard. They will not expect the stand trigger. Maybe in the future, cut all the stands out, try the crits. All out crit, you could also do that. You will definitely not cut out the heals, because the heal, the G Guardian on the first turn, then go Stillwater, just bomb.
So yeah, that's everything we can say about this.
I think that a lot of people already talked about this enough. But we come to Silent Tom itself, or himself. The art is beautiful. I think yes, this is one of the best arts
for standard, and we will go about that deck in another video. He's just mediocre at best. He's meh. In premium, 4 off all the way.
Yeah, in premium definitely if you play Stillwater 4 off, you have to. In standard, I think you could play 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever, but you could also just take him out.
Yeah.
Yep.
zal het maar gewoon bij V houden voor haar, hè?
No, I don't think so. She will learn everything soon, but not for now.
Jij mag strijken.
So, going into the
we
great
will go
ones.
into that later.
Going into great ones, I only play 2 of my Oracle PGs. They're still really good. Being able to get them back to hand is just...
He just plays them because they are SPs.
Yeah.
I know, that me.
You have 2 SPs, right?
I have 2
I mean,
SPs
yeah,
at
okay.
this moment, yes.
That's
Just
I-
put them out.
Nah, he just plays him because it's an SP. You could just try to explain it, but no.
You
One
can't
thing,
deny it.
I play them for the mirror match. And even Silent Tom says, go away to them, but don't judge me. I play 2. And I
Yeah.
don't want to run 4 of the draw PGs.
Judgment.
Ja.
Yeah, but I think all jokes aside, 2-on-2 is the best choice.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so too. So going into the best grade 1,
That I would definitely like to have in Spike.
she's just so good. She is my go-to right target on grade 1 because for 1 counterblast, she draws. Like my starter draws, my grade 1 draws, my grade 3 draws. It's just yes, Bushi. Yes, this is how it works. But her second skill, our first skill is just so free. It's an auto ability, Vanguard. When you drive check a grade 2, you can put that back on the bottom of your deck and draw a card.
Or greater.
Grade 2 or
grade two.
greater, yeah. So you can
Wat gebeurt?
keep drawing in your drive check. It's just so amazing. And the art is just
But
beautiful.
that's actually not all. When you zoom in on this card, it's a 4-off. It's an 8k and it has 10k shield.
Yeah.
So that's just the benefit of having Protect, I guess. But it's a 4-off. Solid skill, 2 pretty good skills. Always give you the counterblast, I think, because your opponent would attack you anyway if you don't
Yeah.
call a Vanguard. So it's definitely a draw, or maybe, yeah, you can't heal that draw. I think you can't heal that damage. It's the first damage. You can never heal it. So we
No.
always take the draw out of her. And just her first skill,
And,
just
and
amazing.
yeah, and healing is not that problem, but because it's free, the skill is free, and the draw maybe not, but
Yeah, I think the counterblast 1 for the draw is
Yeah.
solid skill. I mean, you draw on your first turn, you draw on your second turn, and when you ride into the grade 3, you
you
draw
can
again.
also draw again.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you have those +3 already, and we have seen that yesterday. Like when you go into your grade 3 turn, you stride.
Yeah.
After you stride, you have like at least 12, 14 cards in hand.
And with the other grade 2s, the Nana say the hit pressure will draw me even more if they let it hit.
Yep, they have to.
If they have.
So
Yeah.
I also play 3 of the new Gemini, and oh my god, he became so cute. I really love this art, and I know people don't agree with me.
No.
But I adore those faces, and it's just
He's creepy.
Yeah,
What
he
do you
is.
adore out of him?
I play deleters. Also, deleters has a waifu factor for me, so don't judge me.
We are judging.
But his skill, oh my god, goes to soul when you have 3 damage and counter charge. It's just
Whenever he
Amazing.
say "Don't judge me," it's like judge me, judge me, judge me, judge me.
Give
So-
me more attention, please.
3 of
Please
him,
judge, please judge.
3 of him for the counter charge.
Uh-huh.
Then I still play 2 stride photos because I just want to be able to stride, because it's still a stride based deck.
Because they are SP.
Shut up, they're SP, yes, that's why I play them, but shush.
One of them was a gift
One of them was a gift for my birthday. Yeah. Birthday. Yeah,
from
yeah,
his
yeah.
friend.
From a friend of mine. Yeah.
From history.
Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. And to end my lineup, 2 of the Luckbirds. This is one bad chicken. It's Counterblast 2, of Soul Blast 2, draw a card, become 11k boosters. It's just perfect with the Silent Toms for not being able to even guard it with Intercept. Maybe Golds can do it because of their PG and stuff like that, but definitely a 2 off in my book. Maybe a 4 off if you want to go overboard with it, but I
maybe
don't
if
like.
you take Susanoo out, that you would never use Susanoo, but you still have to keep the soul for deer.
Yeah,
Never soul blast your grade 3s. That's
No,
just
no, no,
too
no.
stupid. But Blackbird having the 5k, it's not really that bad because putting him behind the Vanguard would still give you a solid booster. But yet he just give you the draw, and again the power out of nothing.
Yeah.
Just out of nothing.
Yeah, and looking at the old art, he became even of a busier daddy than he was before.
Yeah, damn. It took him like 5 or 6 years to make this much babies. Right, let's hope we don't do the same.
So going to my trigger lineup, I play 2 of the new draw PGs. I just love them. Also, I'm really proud Bushi bring back Miss Mist. Wait. Oh.
Yeah, we couldn't do that with every card. But
So yeah, she's back. She was a pseudo PG. She used to be, got promoted to a better variation. So Bushi, draw PGs. I love them. I really love them. So going to my stands, I play 4 of the Carper and 1 of the little girl, because also OTT has little girls and not only Bermuda Triangle.
Wow.
Playing the Carper early game still just as good as always was. Making those now with 8k boosters, making even better lines, and just drawing cards early game. 5 stands because I still adore them. They're so good. And playing 5 crits with the new Psychic Bird. Yes. And 4 of the new heals. I'm still doubting about if in English format we get the counter charge, soul charge ones to test them out, but the 20k, it's just, we will see what happens. But I will test out the counter charge, soul charge one when we get them. But for now, this is the way to go.
yeah, I myself don't agree with this. I would definitely take all the stands out to put more crits. I think that's better, especially in the early game. Sometimes you don't want to call a rare guard yet. And the power that they give, the shield that they have, and I think it has the same effect, let's say. When you attack with Silent Tomb, restand and attack again, or when you attack with Stillwater, give the crest to the Silent Tomb and attack with it.
No, true, that's true.
But that is not the same when you play against a Protect clan. Because a Protect clan could still use that Protect marker to guard that Silent Dome, and when you have stand triggers, they would have to use 2 Protect markers. So when you play Oracle Tank Tank versus Oracle Tank Tank, the one with stands would win. I think so. So we will have to test that out,
No.
if that theory is right. But I think that at the start, you start with maybe stands, and it depends on how the format progresses. We could change it, I think. Yeah.
Time will tell.
Yeah, it's always nice, and I know that for myself and JD too, we like to not keep the deck the same. Like
No.
in 1 week, 2 weeks, we change it, and
Yeah,
even sometimes changing one trigger, you feel like the whole deck is different.
Yeah, yeah.
And you would take this out to put 1 crit in here, and then you would take one of it to put 3 on 3, and it feels like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
another deck, but it's actually just one
Also,
trigger.
call it stupid or call it whatever you like, but playing a difference between 4 or 5 or maybe 4 and 6, for me,
Decks are
that's a
different.
lot.
Yeah, I
It really got an impact, and that's also why I'm still fearing 4 draw triggers, because I did end games with me losing because I don't have a deck anymore.
In
So-
premium.
In premium, in G era, sometimes I also have it, but those are late games. But
But I think for now, I think you definitely have to finish your second silent Stillwater turn.
yeah, I
After,
have to.
otherwise, you will lose all your silent tomes and you can't upload.
Yeah. So that's the main deck.
Yeah. And again, it's really still interesting how to play this deck. You see some people use a lot of their heal triggers, everything to guard in the early game. And if you don't have your silent tomes, you don't have to go to Stillwater yet.
Yeah.
But you always have the hand. You don't have to use a Stillwater second skill or actually first skill.
So yeah, the Stride deck didn't change 4 of the Stillwaters because She draws cards if you have to, and she's your guard restrict. 2 of the old Susanoo strides. Again, yes, hard because they're SP, and I don't have a better first strike.
Actually, I didn't want to say because they are SPs. When it comes to him, you need a first stride.
Yeah.
You could play this, or you could play the rare. If you want to, you could just go Sea Breeze, whatever.
Yeah.
But just having the hit pressure is nice. And sometimes, as I said, you don't have to go to Stillwater. Making those extra columns could be nice against the 13k base. We don't know yet.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah, but it's just nice to have him in here. Why not?
And I still play one of this really fancy Sea Breeze. People that say Sea Breeze isn't needed anymore, he still does what he always did. And that's that. You play him because it's an easy flip target, and he still does what he always did.
It's always nice to finish your opponent off striding into Sea Breeze.
Yeah. Been there, done that, still doing it sometimes. Playing this little girl. She's
Your first stride.
It's a possibility of a first stride if I used a lot of counterblast, and I'm pretty sure my opponent will let it hit. Before, in this deck, having the Oracle at your first stride could sometimes be tricky, but now with the newer early draw power, it's possible to use her as a first stride again. Still play one of the new Susanoos because if everything goes bad, I can draw 5 new cards, and if I know my opponent can guard, the 2 crits are
Real
also
reason.
sorry. Yeah, it's SGR,
Thank you.
but he's still good
Next.
in my book. Still play one of the GB8 with the 10k triggers. She even goes up in more power, so that's really nice.
Yeah, this is just getting scarier and scarier.
Yeah. Then one Ultima, because it's my Ultima and I love it and I adore it. Look at it, it's strong. Also the reason I still play stands. Ultima! And then 2 Amaterasu G guards because I can look through my deck, soul charge, 25k shield, pretty good. One of the Dismals because I want to protect my Silent Toms, and then 2 the Battle Sister G guard and the Fighters Collection G guard to give me options. That's basically it.
That's a solid G zone. The only thing that you could take out is her, but you have 1 space in there. You could play 2 copies of him, but it's not needed. You could
Or
play
go
5th Silent Tom, but you can't.
Go badass, play 2 Ultimas to flip, or
Yeah, or just play Dust or something. You can, why not? Or Gize.
Gize isn't allowed in your G zone.
I know, but you could just
But
put it in there.
this was my first take on the premium deck, and stay tuned for the Tsukuyomi deck when I have all the cards available, playtest a little bit. And
But we definitely do standard first.
we will definitely do standard first. And just if you have questions or comment about something you would do, just leave them down below, and yeah, let's play standard.
Alright, thanks guys for watching. That was JD with his first take on the premium Silent Tom Stillwater deck.
Yeah, that's basically what it became.
But yeah, we had a lot of fun playing testing this deck, and we would do it again. If you guys want to see this deck against some other deck, you could tell us which deck you want to play
Tell
against.
us what you want to see.
Yeah, definitely. And I think if you guys really want to see a mirror match, as I said, between stands and crits, we could try that out. Maybe play Susanoo versus Tsukuyomi in a mirror
Yeah,
match.
that's possible. We have enough cards, so
Yep. So yeah, till next time, guys.
till next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Crushing the meta.